The Babe led the Bombers to their first World Championship in 1923.
Strike three, a no-hitter, a perfect game for Don Monson.
Reggie Jackson hit his third home run of the game.
Hayes makes the catch. The Yankees win.
The Yankees are back on top. World champions for the 27th time.
Casey Stengel shocked the baseball world in 1949 with his deft managerial touch, leading the Yankees to a World Series title in his first year as manager. The following season, Stengel proved it was no fluke, taking the Bombers back to the Fall Classic.
1950 marked the 17th pennant for the Yankees, and you'll be surprised to know whose record they broke. They broke the record of the Chicago Cubs, who had won 16.
The 1950 season was all about Phil Rizzuto for the Yankees, as the shortstop won the American League Most Valuable Player award by hitting .324 and scoring 125 runs while providing his brilliant defense in the field.
And really assuming a position of team leadership as Joe DiMaggio was beginning to fade.
He hit .324, but it was never about the bat for Phil Rizzuto. It was about the defense. It was the sacrifice bunt of which he was baseball's master. Ty Cobb said that Phil Rizzuto was his favorite player. Ty Cobb could have looked at the power hitters, but Cobb was the king of the dead ball era, and Rizzuto was the anomaly. He was the dead ball player in a land of sluggers.
The Bombers scored 914 runs in 1950, a level they did not reach again until the 1998 season. Joe DiMaggio hit 32 home runs and drove in 122 runs in his last season as an everyday player for the Yankees. And future fellow Hall of Famer Yogi Berra hit .322 with 28 home runs and 124 RBIs.
In addition, 4 sluggers recorded a batting average over .300, as the Yankees claimed yet another American League pennant, edging out the Detroit Tigers by 3 games.
On the mound, Vic Raschi led all hurlers with 21 wins. And in July, a 21-year-old southpaw named Whitey Ford came up from the minors and went 9-1 down the stretch.
Whitey Ford would finish second in the American League Rookie of the Year voting while posting a team-best 2.81 ERA.
1950 was the first meeting between the Yankees and the Philadelphia Phillies.
An upstart bunch named the Whiz Kids, thanks to 4 position players and 3 pitchers, all under the age of 25.
Lots of young players, Richie Ashburn, Granny Hamner, Del Ennis, good hitting talent, average starting pitching, and a fantastic relief pitcher in Jim Constanti.
Game 1 saw a matchup between Yankees starter Vic Raschi and a surprise starter for the Philadelphia Phillies, their relief ace and 1950 National League Most Valuable Player Jim Constanti,
who was pressed into starting duty due to injuries. A double by Bobby Brown, followed by 5 balls by Hank Bauer and Jerry Coleman, gave Raschi the only run he needed in a 2-hit shutout.
Victorious Vic Raschi retires the Phils in order to complete a sensational pitching chore that blanks the Phils in a 2-hit shutout. It's the 12th 2-hit game in series history and the 3rd in a row on opening day. This is also the 3rd consecutive year that the opener has been a 1-run game.
The following day, Yankees pitcher Allie Reynolds recorded a 2-1 victory over Philadelphia ace Robin Roberts.
DiMaggio's 10th inning home run off future Hall of Famer Robin Roberts gave the Yankees a winning Game 2.
Here's the pitch, and Joe uncorks a mighty blow that blasts the ball into the second deck of the left field stand. This important round tripper puts the Yanks ahead 2-1. It's the 7th home run for DiMaggio in World Series competition.
Allie Reynolds allowed a single earned run over 10 innings as the Yankees won another 1-run game and took a 2-0 series lead back to New York for Game 3.
Eddie Lopat pitched 8 solid innings in Game 3 of the World Series.
Coleman's walk-off single gave the Yankees a 3-2 victory and a commanding 3-0 edge in the series.
And Coleman hammers a long drive into left center, where the ball falls between Mayo and Ashburn for a single, which breaks up the ball game. Woodling tallies the winning run, score 3-2, and the Yankees take a commanding 3-game lead in the series.
Stengel started rookie pitcher Whitey Ford in Game 4 of the series, and Ford took a 5-0 shutout into the top of the 9th inning. In the 9th inning, with 2 outs recorded and only 1 out to go, Andy Seminick of the Phillies hit a long line drive deep to left field at Yankee Stadium. Left fielder Gene Woodling camped out under the ball, ready to make the final out of the series, but a combination of the haze of cigarette smoke and the late afternoon sun at Yankee Stadium caused him to drop the ball at the last minute. 2 runs came in to score, and Ford allowed 1 more single before Stengel came out to remove his rookie pitcher from the mound.
Whitey had already become such a fan favorite that the fans booed Casey as he took Whitey out of the game.
And Allie Reynolds recorded the final out to give the Yankees a sweep.
Then Lopata goes down swinging to end the inning, the game and the series in an undisputable triumph for the New York Yankees. They win the final game 5-2 to remain the baseball champions of the world. It's the Yankees' 13th championship in 17 series appearances. With a combined total score of only 16 runs, this 1950 series also sets a new record for the fewest runs ever scored by both teams in a World Series.
Left fielder Gene Woodling led the offensive charge throughout the series, totaling 6 hits and a .429 batting average. Bobby Brown and Joe DiMaggio added 4 hits apiece, and both hit over 300 during the 1950 Fall Classic.
And the 1950 World Series really showed the strength of Yankees starting pitching.
Fabulous start for Whitey Ford, who joined Allie Reynolds, Vic Raschi, and Eddie Lopat for perhaps the most formidable starting 4 in Yankee history.
Just as the new sort of relief specialist was coming into being, a Constanti, a Joe Page, Allie Reynolds of the Yankees was there for the old-style reliever of the 1910s and 20s, the guy who would throw relief between starts, a workhorse. Reynolds, in 1950, won his only start in a complete game and saved a game in relief.
The Yankees in that series had an incredible .73 ERA.
That ERA is the 3rd lowest for a pitching staff in World Series history. The New York Yankees had won their 2nd straight championship, but there were questions surrounding their future as 36-year-old center fielder Joe DiMaggio was on the back end of his career. They didn't have to look far, however, as a teenager from Commerce, Oklahoma stepped into the spotlight.